Well, folks, the shit's about to get real as we see Nico Robin and some of her supposed CP9 cohorts in action. One Piece, chapter 342, The Messenger of Darkness.
Man, the mystery and the intrigue is just off the frickin' chain, man. Well, hello, my brothers and sisters of the Nerd Nation. I, as always, am Jim, here to bring you another review on the awesome and the Black Ops-like tale, of One Piece. Our last chapter, of course, saw us with really kind of dividing things up amongst kind of checking in with everybody, seeing what was going on. But ultimately, the end game being we saw kind of the shadowy boot, the shaded in shadow and mystery as she is, an intrigue of Nico Robin, her foot, and of course looked like she was posted up outside of Mayor Iceberg's mansion, looking to get in there for round 2, which she had admitted that she was going to do anyway a couple chapters back. Luffy and Nami and Zoro and Chopper are all posted up across the street, waiting to make a distraction so Luffy can get in there. The 5 Galley foremen are sitting 5 across outside of Mayor Iceberg's room, and man, it's getting good. So that's how the chapter ended, and that's where the chapter picks up right over here. We see Luffy and company obviously kind of, talking amongst themselves about this is going to be our only chance. We got to keep a close eye out. They're telling Chopper because he's looking through the binoculars, and he says he doesn't see anything yet. They're telling him, hey, keep a close eye out on everything because we ultimately, this may be our last chance to see what's the deal with Nico Robin, right? So then we go and we get over to Franky. And if you remember, Franky kind of got pissed off and blew up in Blue Nose Bar and just took off. And he's pissed because he wants to go and he's running around town going, Straw Hat, come out and fight me, And his whole deal is he just, he didn't get to finish his fight with Luffy and he just wants to bust his head open. So he winds up running into some of his other guys from his family and they say, hey, that the long nose one is working on the ship down by himself, down where it's docked. And he's like, what? So he decides that what he's going to do is he tells them to start going and running around town basically saying, hey, if you want the long nose, we've got him, meet us at the so-and-so under the bridge or whatever to come get him back. His life depends on it. And then, of course, Franky goes and says he's going to go off and take care of that. So we presume he's going to go off and kidnap Usopp, right? And poor Usopp's gotten his shit kicked out of him like several times just since they've got to Water 7. His heart's been broken with the going merry and everything else. And now Franky's going to go and grab him again. But nonetheless, so that's what happens with that, right? Then we go and we get outside of Mayor Iceberg's room. Of course, the foremen are sitting 5 wide again. And he tells Kalifa, he says, listen, I need you to leave me be for a minute, but tell Paulie to come in here, right? The gambler, the guy with the debts. So Paulie comes in, and he's like, okay, all right, yeah. And you don't know what he said to him, but he just says, yeah, I got it. So he says to the other guys as he goes out, he tells Mr. Iceberg, you can trust me, we're not strangers here. So anyway, he goes over and tells everybody else as he's leaving, I gotta go run an errand for Mr. Iceberg. You guys will be cool here, right? Yeah, they're gonna be fine, right? So we find out that he actually goes down the hall, it looks like, to another part of the mansion, to his presidential office, or whatever he calls that, the mayor office type thing that he has, and he's following these directions in his head. Lift up the carpet, that's where the safe's going to be. So we presume that this is what happened, that the mayor told him about, that he's fearing for his life now, so he can trusted somebody else with whatever information it is that he has, whatever it is that he's got in the safe, whatever it is that everybody's looking for, the world government, CP9, he presumes the Straw Hats, Nico Robin. We don't know what it is even, so I have no clue, but it must be something pretty damn good. So anyway, we know he's going in there. While this is all happening, we go and we see these masked figures outside. There's 4 or 5 of them total. One of them's got what looks like kind of like a panda bear head on almost, this sort of goofy looking thing. Nico Robin's got a little thing. It almost looks like they're all dressed up for like a masquerade ball, And he's like, all right, this and that. You understand the plan, everybody, right? You got the layout. You know what you got to do, right, Nico Robin? And she's like, yep, absolutely. All of a sudden, boom, a freaking explosion happens, Everybody's freaking out, running for the explosion, finding out what it was, and obviously it was all just a distraction, So then they go on one of these masked figures that we presume is with this CP9, right, goes and winds up, this shadowy organization, winds up going and starts, is actually in the mansion, starts running through the halls, and gets some people chasing him or her, they can't really tell what it is, this person, this masked figure, and basically just drawing some attention away from things. 2 out of the 4 foremen that are still standing in front of the door wind up leaving. They actually leave Kaku and Rob Lucci are the ones that are left there, so Tilestone and Lulu go running off after them. And then there's this cool looking whip that this person uses to go and like whip up and get up to the roof or whatever. Gets to the roof and then is just surrounded by people, and they're like, yeah, do you really think that we weren't going to put guards on the roof? And whoever this mysterious figure is, that again I'm going to presume is somebody with this CP9, is just like, you don't want to fuck with me. Like, honestly, if you want to get hurt, you're going to keep messing with me, you know, but like, you're no match for me. You can't stop me, you know. So then we go and we wind up actually seeing, and the way that this works out is great, as everybody kind of attacks from different areas. We go back to the Straw Hats and Luffy is gone. So Luffy obviously has just decided to go, you know, head first into whatever is going on over here. Everybody's split up as far as the different foremen and what have you. And then we wind up seeing two other figures that go, that come in over here towards the end of the chapter, and they actually wind up walking up on, and I think one of them actually might be, yeah, one of them is Nico Robin. It's the Panda Bear guy and Nico Robin, it looks like, because, you know, he says, okay, you've memorized the layout of the mansion, haven't you, Nico Robin? And then of course she has. It's getting pretty rowdy down there, blah blah blah. And then of course we got Chopper going, hey, where's Luffy? And as this all winds up happening, we have two of these figures, and actually the two figures that wind up showing up behind Paulie as they see him taking something out of the safe. They're just like, hand it over. You can't know how valuable that is. So he has no idea, I think, even what it is that he's supposed to retrieve from there. But two out of these, two of the five figures that there are, there's the one running around with the whip, and then of course there's the Panda Bear looking dude with Nico Robin that are over here, and then there's these two dudes. So this fabulous, fantastic five over here, for whatever all intents and purposes, are obviously there to go and steal this, whatever it may be, document, weapon, gem, jewel. I don't know, man. You know, it could be some kind of form. It's the key to the world, a formula. I don't know. But anyway, the next chapter I went and I spied there was Cipher Pole number 9. So I'm assuming that's obviously what the CP9 stands for. And it kind of sounds like an Interpol type of thing, you know. But anyway, very, very cool stuff, man, and just a lot to keep track of and what's going on and everything else. My chapter question for you, though, brothers and sisters, is really, I guess, what are your thoughts on the whole, just the CP9 organization that we've seen so far? We've seen some character designs of some of them, and of course their method and plan of attack. They knew that everybody was going to expect them to be coming, right? And Robin has to know, too, that after what she said to Sanji and Chopper, that the Straw Hats would be coming as well. Whether that was intentional or not, we don't know. That'll remain to be seen. But what are your thoughts on kind of their plan of attack? You know, the smoke and mirrors, the, hey, look left at this big explosion while we come in right. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Give me the answer to that question in the comments down below. Feel free to hit the thumbs up, the like button, if you should think that I deserve it. And subscribe if you have not done so already. We will look forward to catching all of you in the next one, nation.
Hooey, this is one fine lady, and I tell you, I really hope that she is being held against her will or something like that, because I was really just starting to kind of, well, you know, possibly fall in love with her a little bit, but that's okay. Hey, why don't you go and check out on my other channel? Check me out on my other channel there. I can't even talk. And maybe check me out also. Follow me on the Facebook, on the Twitter, even on the Instagram. Hell,